we should have said.
Well, Chad, what does it say? You think she knows?
I just didn't feel right keeping a secret like this from you. I'm going to blow.
You should take us back to my place.
No way I was gonna let you drive her.
Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives Homies channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. After Chad and Abigail got married last week, the lie started to come apart. After Holly revealed a mysterious phone conversation she overheard Abigail having the night before the wedding, the jig was up. Abigail was about to tell Chad everything when her brother Mark arrived brandishing a rifle ready to carry out Clyde's orders and murder Chad. Steve then showed up, knocked Mark unconscious, and said to Chad, "This woman is not Abigail." Next, we see Abigail tending to her unconscious brother Mark while sitting on the floor of her and Chad's Paris suite. Steve declares, "There's a scam going on here. She's a scammer." Chad is incensed as to why she is posing as his deceased spouse. At last, in the crucial moment, Abigail reveals her true identity to Chad. Fans of Days, you should plan to sit down for this one. Have faith in us. When Johnny spotted Alex and Stephanie in the act on set, he couldn't stop believing that Alex and Channel had sex. The following week, Johnny admits to someone he meets at a bar that his wife is unfaithful to him. But it's not just anybody, either. It's Joy Wesley, hoping to land a role on Body and Soul, who has traveled to town with her mother, Nancy. Nancy asks Joy where she went last night as she makes her way back to her and her mother's room. When Joy says she's met someone, Nancy queries, "Who?" Johnny eventually confronts his wife and claims to have seen her and Alex having sex after overhears them conversing on set. He's unaware that they have been planning a surprise birthday celebration for him. But hold on, because things are going to get much more difficult. "Did you sleep with this man?" Nancy asks her daughter when they are in their hotel room, pointing to a wedding band. Sandra draws attention to the fact that EJ only has Sarah's testimony, and EJ threatens to charge Sarah with perjury if she makes any modifications to her declaration. EJ is determined to see Brady go to jail. He claims it's all his fault. Brady is going to jail, and Sarah might never walk again. Maggie queries how he's at fault for this. In order to prevent him from killing Brady, Sandra tells the police that Sarah doesn't recall Brady beating her. Sandra sobs that he wanted justice for Sarah, and that Sarah had lied to the police when she found out what he was going to do. Maggie hears Sandra outlining his strategy. Maggie sobs, saying she told him that his need for vengeance would not lead to anything positive. Brady will be imprisoned and Sarah will never receive the cure, according to Xander. Is she against him? Xander queries. Maggie claims she could never be hated by him, but he's his own worst enemy and the ones he loves are harmed by his need for vengeance. Maggie promises to speak with Kristen in the hopes of persuading her to provide Sarah with this medication. Xander believes that she is constantly solving issues that he causes. Maggie turns to leave after telling him that she is doing this for Sarah. Eric tells Brady they have to talk about Fiona at the police station. Brady claims that when they first met, they were both in terrible situations and that he had no idea who Fiona was. Eric asks if Fiona drank that evening, disregarding it. Brady acknowledges that she did. Eric says Fiona put him in the driver's seat and drove that night. Brady labels Eric's concept as mere conjecture, but Eric encourages him to do some mental sleuthing. As Brady starts to remember the collision, he discovers Fiona was behind the wheel. Brady informs Eric that he heard Fiona mention that she believed she had struck someone while driving. "I didn't do it, I didn't hit Sarah," claims Brady. "I'm not guilty." Sarah remembers watching Fiona drive the night she was struck when she was in her room at the Kyriakis home. Fiona bursts into the room, and Sarah exclaims, "It was you. At last, I recall who was behind the wheel that evening." Fiona informs Sarah, "It was you. I'm confused. Where did she get such an idea?" Sarah informs her that Eric informed her that she was at the pub drinking with Brady the night of the accident. Although Fiona acknowledges that she was with Brady that evening, it does not imply that she was responsible for her mishap. She acknowledges that she concealed her relationship from Sander because she didn't want their animosity to worsen. Fiona claims she made an attempt to talk Brady out of driving that evening, and Eric is giving her ideas because he is frantic to save his brother. Sarah acknowledges that she knows Sarah about her motivations, noting that she never really remembered what transpired the previous evening. Sarah responds that she does now, but Fiona points out that Brady's brother has given suggestion power to this. Sarah believes Fiona had some alcohol as well. Sarah says she's going to call Xander because she's tired of her resistance. Fiona grabs her phone and claims she may lose her son, so she can't call Xander. Sarah is unconcerned. Fiona lets it all out, saying that Sarah never realized how alone she was until she had her kid and a family. Fiona insists it was a mishap. She acknowledges that she was drinking, but she felt that she was acting appropriately because Brady was so much worse. She sobs, saying she didn't intend to hurt her, and she briefly looked away from the road. She claims that although she was shocked when she hit her, she fled since she could hear Xander approaching and knew she would be all right. Fiona maintains that she despises herself for her actions. "Not enough to frame Brady for what you did," yells Sarah. Fiona claims she didn't think Brady would turn himself in and didn't want him to go to jail. Although she assumed Brady would be safe, Sarah went and found him. Brady will now serve 10 years in prison for a crime he did not commit, Sarah informs her, adding that she did that to save Xander. Sarah claims she will tell everyone what Fiona did, regardless of whether EJ sentences her to prison for lying. "I'm sorry, darling. I just can't let you do that," Fiona says to her. Fiona says she's extremely sorry, but she's going to have a terrible accident as she starts to push Sarah's chair towards the stairs. Fiona says Xander will discover Sarah at the foot of the stairs, where they will believe she lost control of her chair, and no one will be the wiser. Sarah tries to fight Fiona off. Abruptly, Xander shows up, stops his mom, and declares, "Well, except for me." Brady thanks Eric for saving his life, and Xander confronts his mother next on Days of Our Lives. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.